All right. First question comes from Cole Winston. Go ahead, Cole.
Hi, Vergil. Thank you for taking the time, first of all. How much do you think, now that you get this next shot, you again, another shot at McKinson, how much do you think his talents plus international appeal will get you closer and more prepared for your world title shot?
If I went against Michael McKinson, Michael McKinson, he's ranked in the WBO. He's undefeated. It would look good on my resume if I beat him. He's a good fighter.
And my second question is, you're also the #1 contender in 3 of those 4 sanctioning bodies. Do you want to wait for Spence versus Crawford to happen, or would you like to jump in there against one of them before it happens?
I mean, it really doesn't matter. I want my shot with whoever. It honestly doesn't matter to me.
That's fair. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cole. Next, we have Gail Frankenthal from New York Fights. Go ahead, Gail.
Hi, thank you very much. Good afternoon, Vergil. You look good. You look healthy, but you did have a little bit of a health and training hiccup. What did you learn, if anything, from that, and how are you going to apply that to your training moving forward?
I mean, we just make some changes here and there. I mean, it's not huge changes, but overall, I feel 100% now. We're ready to go, and we're just going to do what we do best.
Did the slowdown make you more anxious to get back in the ring?
Yes, it did. I really want to get back into the ring now. By the time I fight in August, it'll be almost a whole year.
And last question, what are your plans for the rest of the calendar year, assuming that you get a victory in this fight in August?
Yes, I would love to fight at least twice this year, definitely. And I would love to stay even more busier the following year.
Great. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Next up, Miguel Maravia from Fight News. Go ahead, Miguel.
Hey, what's up, Vergil? First of all, man, how disappointing was it the last time, you fight week, all of a sudden, it's off. You're back, you're back to fighting McKinson now. How anxious are you? And, what did you see in McKinson? Did you see his fight the last time on, what was supposed to be your card?
I was very disappointed that I didn't get to fight, especially since we found out I wasn't able to go on literally the week of the fight. It's not like I wanted to waste a whole training camp and some months before that. That's not me. But anyway, so I forgot the rest of your questions. Did you see
Michael McKinson? What'd you think of him in the ring?
Okay, yeah. So I did see him fight. And I mean, I didn't think too much. I'm just watching the fight. I'm analyzing. Honestly, I didn't really think too much about it.
Is there anything about his style that you probably say, hey, this is the first time I'll go the distance going,
Well, not really, because he fought against someone else that had a completely different style from me, so you can't really base off of that. But I'm aware of how he fights. So it was a more recent fight, so we know we have a little more tape to go off of.
Thank you very much, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. Next, we have Jeremy Harages from Fansided. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hi, Vergil. Thank you for taking the time. As you mentioned, it's going to be almost a year since your last fight. How do you anticipate that time away from a professional bout is going to impact you?
I don't think it should have any impact, if anything. It's just I've been training these past few weeks. In sparring, I've been doing really good. I feel great. I feel like I've been fighting like every week, so I don't think it's gonna have any impact on my performance at all.
This fight, the last fight was supposed to happen at the Galen Center. This one's happened at Dickies Arena, which is like a 25-minute drive from your residence. How do you feel that having that kind of home field advantage is going to help you out in this fight?
I don't see it as a home field advantage. Definitely the people will be on my side, but I feel like regardless of where I'm at, whenever I land punches, the crowd erupts anyway. So I don't see it as an advantage.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Next up, we have Jalen Dominguez. Go ahead, Jalen.
Hi, Vergil. Thank you so much for spending the time to be here with us. I just have a question about your camp. So when you decided to switch camps, did you feel like that was purely an individual choice, or did you have some type of collective support, either from family or your team, in making that decision?
Oh yeah, it was definitely collective. You know, it's always collective when it's a big change like that. You know, we had the support from everybody. You know, it's a lot of opinions, a lot of point of views, and that's what we went off of.
What would you say has been the most significant change in terms of the more education that you've gotten from switching camps, and anything that you've noticed in your skill set that has changed from that?
Yeah. First off, I'll start off by saying that I've learned things from all the different coaches that I've been with. You know, every coach has their own point of view, different style. One thing I've learned from Manny is like, be really explosive with your punches. You know, don't waste time to react. Don't think about it, because if you think about it, you know, you get stuck, and then you know you can make a mistake off of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jalen. Next, we have Chris from TV Boxeo. Go ahead, Chris.
Buenas tardes, champ. Estamos feliz que estás de regreso. ¿Qué nos puedes contar de tu división? Están los grandes nombres como Spence y Crawford, y luego pues ahí tenemos también a Vergil Ortiz.
Yo siento muy orgulloso para estar con ellos, porque ellos son muy grandes peleadores, ¿sí? Y por eso yo tengo mucho orgullo.
Vergil, you can answer in English if you like.
I gotta practice.
Okay.
También te quería preguntar, champ, tu ex entrenador Robert Garcia, él va a estar en la esquina de Anthony Joshua cuando pelee contra Usyk en la revancha. ¿Qué piensas de este equipo de Robert Garcia con Anthony Joshua?
Yo pienso que Robert, I think he's gonna help Anthony a lot. You know, Robert is a very knowledgeable trainer. He's been a fighter too, so he's been in the ring. So él tiene mucha experiencia dentro y afuera de el cuadrilátero, and he's gonna help him a lot.
Es todo, champ. Estamos ahí en Texas apoyándote. Échale muchas ganas.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias, Chris. Next, we have Manuk Abapoyan from Boxing Scene. Go ahead, Manuk.
Hey, Vergil. I heard you were answering a question regarding Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. First off, how do you see that fight unfolding? Who do you think wins, and how?
I mean, I'm not sure. You know, it honestly really is a 50-50 fight to me. I feel like they're both good at what they both do. You know, they both can be southpaws. Errol's a southpaw, and Crawford, you know, he switches. He's a switch hitter. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I really don't know.
They're obviously the roadblock to your title shot. Do you feel that the only way for you to get a title at 147 is when they decide to vacate?
I hope not. I really do hope that I get the chance to fight at least one of them. So I hope that's not the case.
And regarding this fight with McKinson, what did you, considering you saw him train to fight you and he ended up, fighting someone else, what did you see in him in that fight that perhaps you hadn't seen in your preparation leading up to it?
I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot of, like, how do I say this, like, varying different things to look at. So I think everything that we expected, we saw. But at the same time, like I answered in another question, he went up against a different style fighter than what he would have fought against me. So I mean, we can't really say anything too much off of that.
And are you disappointed that it ended up being him again for this fight. I know David Avanesian was a potential opponent. Can you take us through a little bit that? I know you commented on social media, but what happened with that fight falling through?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I mean, I'm not the one sending the contracts or negotiating or anything like that. But from what my manager has told me, we sent them a contract. Well, no, they negotiated and they agreed. And when we sent them the contract, they were sitting on it for like 4.5 weeks, and we didn't hear anything since. I mean, well, it's not a knock on David himself, or because we don't know if he said no or if his managers or management said no. All I know is that we haven't heard anything.
And outside of obviously Crawford and Spence, looks like they're going to be fighting sometime this fall. Who do you wanted, when we first talked in February, you said you wanted to fight 3 times this year. You might still have a chance to fight by the end of the year. Who is that opponent you're circling for the final fight of this year?
Honestly, at this point, whoever takes the fight. That's just the basic answer I'm gonna give you, because it's whoever wants to fight me can get it.
Thank you, Vergil.
Thank you.
Thanks, Manuk. Next up, we have Michael Frank from Boxing Guru. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Vergil, how are we doing today, man?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Doing well, thank you. So we know that your father is pretty involved in training and management. Can you tell us the pros and cons of that relationship?
The pros, my dad knows me better than anyone else in this world. He's known me literally all my life. Cons, I wouldn't say that there's any cons. I'm not just saying it because he's like right across from me. I think it depends who you are. He pushes me to my limit and more. Some people can think of that as a con, but to me, I see it as he knows what I can do and he's bringing it out of me.
Gotcha. And we know that Hector Beltran is also heavily involved. Can you tell us what he brings to the table when it comes to training?
Yeah, Hector Beltran, I think he's been with us since 2012. So it's been a decade now. He knows me. He's probably the guy that knows me the second best from my dad. And he brings a lot of knowledge. He brings a lot of point of views. I get mitts from both of them. They both have the same goal. But sometimes to reach that goal, sometimes you might need a different approach or a different point of view or something like that, And Hector was also a professional fighter. He has experience inside the ring as well. So he also brings that to the table, and I'm grateful for that.
Gotcha. Thanks, Vergil. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Just a reminder, we're going to start wrapping this up. If you have a question, please raise your hand. The next question is from Christian Mosqueda. Go ahead, Christian.
Hey, Vergil, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm pretty good. How about you?
Doing good, brother. Just to pick off that last question, you and your father and your team, you guys have been known to accept the guidance of many well-recognized coaches. What advice do you give to young fighters who have been trained by their fathers since they were kids when seeking outside guidance?
Can you reword that?
Okay, so if a young fighter has been with their dad throughout their whole career and you feel like they're plateauing, what advice do you give to that young fighter, in terms of their relationship to their dad if they want to seek, outside guidance?
Well, see, it really does. It's different with everybody. I can't speak for everybody because what me and my dad have is very special and it's very different. My dad himself is very open to asking for help outside too. So that's a very hard question to answer because I can't speak for everybody. What me and my dad have is special.
Hey. And Artur Beterbiev is a fighter who fights this Saturday. Just like you, he has a 100% knockout ratio. What are your thoughts on him? And do you see any similarities between your style and his style?
You said it was who again?
Artur Beterbiev.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen him fight too many times. I'll be honest. That's like completely out of my. He's a light heavyweight, right?
Yes.
Light heavyweight. I think I think he gets hit too much. I'll be honest. I think that he's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter. Maybe a little less defensively responsible. I think if he were just to add a little bit more defense to him, he'd be set, honestly. But I think that he's a really good fighter, and that's that.
Thank you, Virgil. Great to see you back, bro. Can't wait to see you fight soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. And our final question is going to come from Osiris Munir from Anak Entertainment. Go ahead, Osiris.
Hi, Virgil. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Good. Listen, I have always wanted to know, what are you guys doing for training these days? Is it still very, very the training that we experienced, Joe Frazier, Tyson, Ali, and those guys, or has technology changed the type of training, the efficiency of training, the timing of training? Has any of that changed since that time?
It's changed a lot, definitely. I know that. As far as like machines or anything, we don't really use too many machines like that. I would definitely say the recovery process has gotten a lot better, because I know a lot of old coaches that used to say that sometimes they would pass out from trying to lose weight and all that the coaches would tell them not to drink water when they should have been drinking water. When you're losing weight, you have to drink a lot of water. Even in that those last few days, you have to drink a lot of water. So your body, you have to give water to lose water, you know? So I feel like the recovery and just taking care of yourself, like physically, has changed a lot. As far as training wise, I think it's almost the same. Just put in the work.
All right, thank you, Osiris. Virgil, any last words to the people in this virtual roundtable today before we conclude?
I mean, just know that I'm back. I'm better. I'm stronger. And I'm more than happy, excited to be back in the ring August 6th.
All right, thank you so much, Virgil. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Just a reminder, tickets go on sale on
Thanks, Cecilia.
Tuesday. Thank you, Osiris. Tickets go on sale on Tuesday next week, and we are more than happy to welcome Virgil back to the ring on August 6th at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you, Virgil, for your time.
Thank you.